need to turn that fan on. Well, let me put on that other. Is that too loud? Benny, you already went. Go lay down. Good boy. I love you. Good boy. I love you, handsome man. Come on, Benno. Come on, Benno. Benny, want to say hi? Come here. You can get up here. Come here. Want to say hi? Come up here. Come on, say hi, Benno. Benno, say hi, Margie. Where's my? There you go. Benno. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Benno. Say hi. Benny said Margie. Benny want to wear the bow tie, Margie. Benny could do it too, Margie. Benny can do it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Benny felt like saying hi. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I'm all caffeinated. I went down this morning. And I had a cup of coffee. And so this is why I don't drink coffee, because I'm extra sensitive. I'm very sensitive to all kinds of things. So anyway, today's been a very good day so far. It's 1 o'clock Mountain Time, 12:55, or 1300 Mountain Time, northern New Mexico. We got a little dusting of snow last night. It was weird. I got up, I don't know, must have been like in the middle of the night, probably around 2, because that's the time I've been waking up every night this last 4 nights, and I looked out the window and there was snow, and I was like, we weren't expecting that, but they've been pretty proactive in spraying those heavy metals in the sky, and so they do it for the people that ski. It's for them. It stimulates the economy. It doesn't matter, what it does to everybody else, but we gotta let those people ski. Whatever. People's priorities are so skewed, aren't they? So I got to go down this morning and meet the couple, and we got to talk about let me take a step back. That's why I went and had coffee, because this morning I went and met the couple that I'm officiating my first wedding on the 22nd, and I'm super excited. I did one of those. Well, it's the equivalency. It's the modern day version of what Chris did on Northern Exposure, when people used to get ordained on the back of Rolling Stone magazines and stuff like that. Well, I kind of did that. It's just online, but I did that back in 2018, and as setting an intention of, because it's something about people finding each other in this crazy world, and then deciding that they want to be together for all time. And it's a special couple. They've been together for a few incarnations, so that just makes the honor that much more for me that they asked me to do it. So I'm pretty excited for this next chapter. Got to keep focusing on accentuating on the positive things in life, because there's so many negative things out there. There really is a lot. I don't think there's gonna be another variant. Myself, I don't think there's gonna be another. I think what the variant is, because how they've done it this whole time, as I understand it, because I had 8 anthrax vaccines back in 2004, so I've been paying attention to how they like to roll this stuff out, and how it affects people too, based on my own personal experience. Because they attack your endocrine system, and it's like basically it speeds everything up. Like how people are usually baseline. Well, it just kind of like they don't have record players so much anymore. I know some people do here and there, but it's not as common as it used to be. But they had different speeds that you could speed up the record player or slow it down. People used to play records backwards and hear all kinds of stuff. And anyway, as a novelty from years ago. That's my generation. I'm a Generation Xer. So, what was I talking about? It just left. I don't have any music on either. Oh, so it basically speeds and amplifies everything. It makes that's why more and more people are getting sensitive. So first the virus is spread out, is released into the world. People are scared. Okay? And the thing about fear and or even love, any emotion. They're like attracts like. So if people are afraid of something, everybody else that is afraid of that same thing, they all create like this mass broadband. So if so many people are afraid of dying, living's much harder than freaking whatever is on the other side, I'm sure. So I've never been afraid to freaking die, ever. I've never been, I'm not, but it's also, you can't take your own life, because if you do, you got to come back and do it all over again. I ain't willing to do that either. So what I found is, and I've talked to other practitioners and healers and stuff like that, and I have my own belief system, and I talk to other people, and they have their belief systems, and when we're in alignment, without nobody changing anybody's mind, that it validates things for me. And so I've talked to other people, and they've said the same thing, that that's why so many veterans and people, not just veterans, but there's so many people that have had PTSD way before they ever enlisted in the military. I think what happens is people get to the point that they see so much crap, going on in the world, nefariousness, people lying, just politicians, it's like, we see the reality of things, and then everybody else sees this crazy little storyline that's imposed, and it creates division too. So I'm trying to find the commonalities, the similarities with people, even if we don't have anything else in common. Maybe they like dogs too, and maybe we could build on that. Because I've been just as guilty of that too. People, my thing. I used to not like, couldn't stand people that drove Jeeps. People that drove Jeeps, it's just my own little hang up to have. It's not really so like that so much anymore. There's just a personality trait. People that do similar things, they're similar. They are, and it's a trip. So they made everybody afraid for the potentials to get sick, and then a lot of people, what you fear, you draw near. What you fear, you make happen. So a bunch of people are afraid to die, chances are they're going to die a lot quicker. So it would behoove folks to replace that fear with faith of whatever, just enough faith on something outside that you don't think you're running, that you're the captain of your own ship, kind of thing. Because when people are the captain of their own ship, how often are they obedient? How often are they disciplined? I haven't found them to be very disciplined at all. You give people an inch, and they will take it all. Not even a mile, they'll take it all. People are shady, man. They're shysters. They're full spectrum. Depends on where their egos. The ratio between ego and spirit. If people are balanced, more in alignment, things seem to work out a little bit better. When people come, even if the balance is not in favor, is too much in. How do I want to say that? That doesn't sound right. No, I don't want to say it like that. So I'm gonna finish saying that other thought that I was talking about is that first the fear has been induced to society like a freaking injection of freaking heroin in the main vein, and so people started chasing that dragon, that fear dragon, and a lot of people have perished. Now I don't think they're good. I think what the induced fear now is that all these people that got vaccinated, they're seeing the evidence of the harm that it's causing, whether it's scripted or not, But so that is a new fear. So you have all these people that have gotten vaccinated, and the common denominator of what I've seen is like that lady, that comedian that worked with Chelsea Handler, how they both had a medical event at the same time and they were both on the same show. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous of what they set up and then tell people it's a coincidence. It's horseshit. So the lady that fell, it was her opening night, as I understand it, at a comedy show. And I'm like, that is the trigger. That is the accelerant, is adrenaline. It's adrenaline. because she had had it several weeks earlier, but it was the amplification of the energy in conjunction with whatever toxins are stressing her system, you know, and like the vibe of the crowd. And it's the same thing for all these athletes that are dropping, you know, these soccer players and stuff. It's, you know, they get the shot, they're fine. They run around, their heart rate goes up. It's cool. But as soon as that adrenaline kicks in, the roar of the crowd, the game, all that, you know, being at the center of attention, the adrenaline kicks in, boom, it's shorting people out. People are shorting out energetically. So, hey, Ahmad, how you doing today? That's my take on it. So now you had all these the planet was in this induced state of fear and terror from the potential of dying, and then now they're all scared because people are dying from being vaccinated, and so they're going to be scared of that. So it's just a trip, man. It's a trip. People are so freaking cowardly in Taos, New Mexico. People are freaking total cowards here, man. It is embarrassing. I feel bad for no wonder freaking men are emasculated. They do it to themselves. People, women, they could do it to themselves too. Like, make yourself less on. That's what I think of emasculated. It's like, you have who you are, but if you let somebody chip away at that, you're letting them win. You're letting them win. People don't have strength of themselves. They don't have, you know, the confidence that of their own integrity, and because they don't have integrity. They're doing a thing here in New Mexico that National A1C National Guardsmen, A1C, just brand new, probably out of tech school. Okay, you're gonna go teach classes because we can't get people to freaking be teachers in New Mexico. Are they having problems like that in other states? I did read one lady's account, though. She's like, it's not because of the politics and stuff well, it's partially because of all the imposed bullcrap that, like, the school board has them do and all this stuff, you know, all the agendas that come with it. But this particular teacher, she quit her teaching position because she's tired of the freaking lack of accountability that parents have for their kids and that kids have. You know, when you have a society that just goes around and does whatever they want and they just get their way all the time, that's not a disciplined society. That's a spoiled fucking brat society. Our society is spoiled. The majority of it's so spoiled. So a lot of people are going to get taken down. You know, and they're just going to be taken down notches. It happened for me. My notches started getting taken down about 5 years ago, going on 6 this July. I've been taken down a lot. Yeah. I used to be a lot bigger for my britches. I like to think I'm more balanced these days, even though there's days that I can get out of whack, you know. But I think that's just a lot of that, and me trying so hard is just not having friends, you know. I think a lot of that stuff would be minimized and reduced a lot if I was just like, had somebody who's just like, you know what, I'm in my head right now, I'm kind of squirrely. Can we just hang out and go for a walk? Just real quick around the, you know, stuff like that. And it's that human connection. One human being connecting to another human being. And relating in an intimate way. Without having anything to do with sex. I think that's why so many people hook up. They don't have to worry about intimacy. I think about all the relationships, failed relationships that wouldn't be right now if people didn't like see each other, have that instant chemistry, and then freaking have sex. If they waited a while and got to know each other, maybe, you know, because people always put their best foot forward, and then you know, once you get comfortable, once everybody gets comfortable, and you start seeing how people are. So I just like to show people how I am. My whole broad spectrum. Shadow to light, light to shadow, and around again. Because we all got it. You know, it's do people have the discipline to keep themselves from harming other people? Are we seeing it in society? I was sad to see that sheriff in LA get freaking fired. for sticking up for his people. This country is heading in the right direction. The whole world is protesting. A lot of the world, not the whole world, that's an exaggeration. A lot of the world is protesting right now. Not good old frickin' Uncle Sam. Subservient. But yeah, where I live, it's bad. It's bad where I live. Nice young girl was going for a nice bicycle ride this morning with her mask on. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know. People aren't taught to think though anymore. They're not taught to think. They're not taught to problem solve. They're taught to rely on somebody or something else outside of themselves. But if that changes, think about how this world would be if people became more sufficient. I am here to help teach people to become more self-sufficient. You know, I'm an IT professional, I'm a mechanic. Like young people, stuff like that, I would not have any problem freaking showing them how to change their own oil, stuff like that. You know, maintenance, doing your brakes. These maintenance actions that some of these people, you know, are charging so much for, it's not that deep. It's not that much. You're getting screwed because it's easy. It's like, take them out, the old ones, put them in, you know. If you got other parts to replace, then it's a little bit more, but people get robbed every day because somebody knows somebody and somebody else doesn't. So I'm here. I want to share information. I want to share everything I know. I want to teach people. I was talking to the lady at the coffee shop today, you know, and she was telling me about how she was talking about education with her kids. And I'm like, dude, it's not even worth the $200,000 anymore. The freaking lady that is the governor of the state and I live in, New Mexico, she's a dipshit. She freaking 12th generation, man. It's nepotism. These people have their positions because of who they are and who they're related to, not because of their ability or their knowledge or anything. She's 12th generation. That's why she's freaking the governor. And so, but she had a Bachelor of Arts degree, and then she went to law school. So you get a Bachelor of Arts degree, 4 years. Law school is like 2 years. You take a test, the LSAT. I thought about going to law school. The whole reason why I would not go to law school, it's not worth it. Now, like I just said, it's not worth the freaking, you know, you'll be paying it off for the rest, you know, because I ain't a shady I ain't a shady shyster. You know, I would represent somebody for $5. Yeah, if I believed in them. Stuff like that. And see, I have a history of not lying. Verified by a lot of people I know. So, as far as putting, you know, I am the puddin'. I don't have that same freaking relationship with money that most people do. It's a weird relationship. It's twisted and it's gross. And anyway. What was I saying? CC Music Factory. Maybe my train of thought derail. Everybody dance now. Oh, I guess I could show the whole outfit. Let's see the whole outfit. These are the last pair of Vans I bought. In Seattle, Washington. So, anyway, more and more people are looking for faith. They're going to have to do some work. And that's the divider. That is the great divider. The people that have initiative and the people that just want to sit there and let the world hand them everything. So, I'm talking hard work. I've done a lot. But we could have heaven on earth. I'm still holding out for heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. Go heaven on earth. You like I even got a Wonder Woman bracelet. I like that. You could see the hammer prints in it. It's freaking cool. Yeah. So, anyway, it was good to get out around people. It was good to connect. Today's been a good day. Everybody's taking a siesta now. I put them all to sleep. Look at I put them all to sleep. Mom's sitting over there with their new sunglasses on. Her eyes are really sensitive, so I got her those sunglasses. You like them, Ma? Oh, you're not asleep. Good deal. So, Why does she have a ladder back there? Because that's the cat tree. I've been dragging that thing around since freaking Omaha, man. Stanley loves it. He loves it. So I'm just here to make them comfortable and love them while I got them, because they're not here on this. Animals aren't on this planet very much, and so far we don't have a whole lot of people in our life, but it's changing. It's changing. I can feel it. I can feel the shift in energy. I just have been so, I'm skittish. I'm skittish. I've had points where things have gotten pretty decent for a little bit, and then freaking nope, Again, these are things that are less magnified when you have more people in your life. It's an energetic thing. It's just like dispersing your worry. Most people do it subconsciously. I'm just very aware of myself. I'm very self-aware. I've been looking for peace for me for a long time. And the first part of my life was me listening to others. And they told me what they did to attain peace. And it never worked for me. Of course, we didn't have the same backgrounds. Why would it work? It's taken me a lot of years, a lot of searching. I kind of feel like that PK dude. If you ever see PK, it's on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on Netflix anymore. That's where I watched it. And this guy landed on planet Earth. And the guy that plays PK, he's actually in another movie where he's a father wrestler. And he's a father of 2 daughters. It's a good movie. Movies with subtitles, you don't even know you're reading, but it's not for everybody. Anyway, and he travels around. They said he needed to go back to outer space, and so they're like, well, God can get you home or whatever like that. So he went on this search for religions, and what he found is what a lot of us energetic sensitives, whatever you want to identify as, it is disgusting and is gross how inhumanely human beings treat other human beings for nefarious benefits. There's a lot of people don't know about a lot of the shadow stuff that's coming out. A lot of people are hearing about it. More and more, I think Jessie Zaboter right now is having a meet and greet in Orlando. And she's going around the country sharing her experience and strength with communities. I would love to have her here in New Mexico sometime. Yeah, I think that would be rad. Because it's, it just would be rad. Anyway, so she was in the system when she was being groomed to be the next, like, Queen of Darkness, essentially. And God saw it fit to have her removed from that situation. And so she's a chaplain. And she shares her stories and a lot. You can find her if you want to hear her testimonies and stuff like that. She's all over. Aquarius Rising Africa, Right on Radio 2, I believe. She does stuff on the Reveal Report. You know why I figured out why I don't like George? Because I see so much of me in him. See, I get my feelings hurt. I understand my role in this life, and I get that Heyoka are not supposed to be big, mainstream. It's not our role. We're not flashy. It takes away from our essence. So I get that. It doesn't mean I don't have aspirations to have a wide reach. So I see it's like I see people embraced into communities, and I identify with them. I see a lot of me in them. Personality. Hell, he and I used to have the same haircut. If you watch my older videos, right? And then I just like, this is part of my planetary alignments too. So this is, what is that? Healing for me to be able to admit these things, to see other people embrace. And I'm like, why not me? Why not me? And it's like, oh, you can't want it too much. You can't want it too much. But it's my role. I'm supposed to say right size. Right size. So, this is my personal obedience. These are my personal disciplines. Yeah. Because I have the propensity for my ego to be crazy. Crazy out there. You know, and when my ego's in charge, I don't care much about other people, I'm ashamed to say. Or I could have shame if I allowed my self to say. I could drink, you know, bad things happen. I can't risk it. And my primary purpose in this life is to make sure that mom's taken care of. And I can't do stuff like that. So I got to keep my ego right size. So one thing that when I don't get jealous, envious, anything like that often. Like, I don't know, every 18 months, 2 years, stuff like that. And then I'll get some kind of placements where I'm just like, you know, why do I bother? You know, stuff like that. That whiny freaking ego stuff. And I mean, it's like, it's a joke. I'm a joke. My whole life is a joke, really. I mean, I've been doing this 5 years and I can't even get 1,000 subscribers. And it's just like, oh, you know what? You want it too much. I really don't. It's just a nice goal. I can do lives on my phone now. So I wanted to get 1,000 for a while because you had to get 1,000. I think unless they just gave it to me, they just felt bad for me. They're just like, let her do lives. I've only done it a couple times. I think it would be cool once we get mom out. Once we build up her strength a little bit more, we get her out to have conversations with me and Ma driving through the mountains of North New Mexico. I think that'd be cool. So, anyway, I think I ran my mouth long enough. It's such a trip because now I'm gonna start getting hot. The weather, it's only like 50 degrees, but it's like my body knows it's not supposed to be this warm. So the 50 degrees, and then with the snow, it reflects the sun off. So like it feels hotter than it is to me. Yeah. It feels hotter than it is. So yesterday it was like, what the heck? I guess it was 50 degrees, but it felt like 60. My body would flip out if I was in where we were trying to move back to in Reading. They're like 70, 75 degrees this week. And it's like your inner clocks know that it's okay. It's winter. It's supposed to be cold, you know? And then when it warms up this much, it's kind of a shock to the system sometimes, or mine. But I'm one of those energetic sensitives. It would be nice to be one of those people that just ignores everything and just goes la, la, la. Everything is wonderful. Everything is great. Everything is always wonderful and great. I don't know how those people do it. I honestly don't know how they do it. I'm picturing the lady in that movie, the lady that played the real estate agent in American Beauty, the neurotic control freak. She was a real estate agent. She kind of reminds me of my grandma, because my grandma was a real estate agent and she had to manage and control everything. Yeah. Life is a trip, man. Life is a trip. But I got to watch some of I don't know, how does he I'll have to ask him how he pronounces his name. His call name. He works at Donner out in California, and he was playing around with the drum. I'm all about helping people test tech. I love testing technology and stuff. I love gadgets and engineering and all the processes. I love it all. It's the heart space that the people have behind the products. That is the stuff I can not get behind. That's why I will never sit in a Tesla. And I love engineering. I appreciate it that people can take an idea, put it on paper. I did it with my dog bags. Doggone it. And put an idea on paper and then create all the parts to make that a reality. Again, the people behind the heart space ruined it. Now, I ain't into big business. I'm not. I got rid of my Amazon Prime like 2 years ago. I don't care what other people do. I haven't had a Subway sandwich in freaking probably 12 years since freaking Mike Vick. And you know, it's like, why am I going to eat a sandwich from a heart space that is going to hire people that endorse and pay people that kill dogs and that have a pedophile ring, because that's what that happened to that Jared guy, out of his freaking college dorm. So I won't use I got rid of Netflix when we left. I do still have Hulu. I'm watching the last season of Mom. See, once you see all this symbolism and stuff like that, it kind of ruins TV for you. I used to like TV a lot. I didn't let it program me. I just always looked at TV as like somebody's tapping into a reality in a different multi-universe. And that they have a vision and they're putting these characters together. So in my mind, there is a whole world based on Northern Exposure. There's a whole world based on Alf. There's a whole world. Every idea that's ever come out. There's a universe somewhere that somebody's frequency tapped into, and they're tapping into that consciousness. And then all the people that go watch the show that are drawn and attracted to have all been to that universe in some incarnation. What do you think about that, Ma? That's good. So, there you are. Cut zone. Yeah, but there's some in AI. I won't do it. I won't do it. They're already doing the muskrat. I read an article last night because I grew up in Reading. UC Davis. They're just getting in trouble. Fuck you, UC Davis. Fuck you very much. And you know why I'm mad? It's because I had heart space for them. I respected them. They're renowned for being a primary leading veterinary school. But they sold their soul. They sold out. They started working with the muskrat and the chimpanzees. And so now they're being looked into for animal abuse. You let weird people in positions of authority, they do weird shit. And why don't you fucking dipshits put them in each other's brains and leave the fucking chimpanzees out of it? Because they don't have a say. They have a soul, no say. Fuck you, UC Davis. Fuck you. Excuse me. Woo! So, and now I have an opinion of every person that graduates or wants to go to UC Davis because you have that same shit heart space. Yeah. Yep. I am that adamant about shit. I am. God, when I get fired up, my freaking, where they jab me, freaking, see, it's adrenaline. My body is now responding into adrenaline. So that is why I have to keep it down here. 8 anthrax vaccines. 8. I'm only fucking 5'3", dude. I got the same juice that the big men got. I don't even know if everybody in my work I don't know why I got it, because everybody I worked with knew I'm done with this shit at year 6. I will not re-enlist. Y'all are fucking frauds. Y'all are fucking lazy. That's why I'm like a stickler, and that's why I put on my van. I write, stop buying new trucks for fat cops. Yeah. I am that person. Because it's like, hey, because what? They verify and validate my belief system, because 90% of the fucking police and sheriff personnel in Taos County, in Taos, New Mexico, are grossly fucking obese. Yeah. So if they ever send somebody out to get me, don't send a fat motherfucker. Send somebody that's in shape. Because when I was in the Air Force, they gave me a hard time. I'm 5'3", right? I'm 5'2" now. 5'3 3/4 is what I was. Right? They put me on a bunch of fat guys told me that I wasn't in fitness standards because of my measurements. Now, mind you, it's recorded on my fitness test. It's sit-ups per minute. It's recorded. I did 60 sit-ups in a minute. I always did okay with push-ups. I was like at 46, something like that. And then my running was shit because I got bad ankles. Okay? So I was never, and I still played their fucking game. Okay. All right. I busted my ass. I got on it. And still and those fat guys that told me that I need to lose weight, they stayed fat. And I don't even know where most of them are now. Our military, dude, the readiness of the military of this country is fucking laughable. Every time I see a picture of anybody gathered anywhere, like military-wise, they're all freaking, their uniforms are shit, they're all frumpy, their posture's crap, their buttons are like, on their uniform, their buttons are like, stop hurting me. Because they don't care enough about themselves. That's why it's so easy to freaking talk trash, because why would I care about people that don't fucking give a shit about themselves? I used to be that person. I worked so hard to not be that person. To overcome my speech impediment. Just the fact that trying to get my brain to fit in this fucking illogical world. That alone. I don't get paid for any of that. So anyway, I encourage people to get out there, get moving. Even Mom, we do this. Move hips and move arms. We have dance parties. I get her moving her arms, get her heart going. We listen to music that she likes from her era that makes her recall better times by a frequency. Her body remembers even if her mind doesn't. It's beautiful to watch. I can't wait to share these expressions on how to share them with the elders in their life. Because people need to bring the elders home. Start taking care of the elders. It's the least you can do. Especially if they gave you such a good life the first 18 years. It's the least you can do. Enough with those frickin' old folks' homes. Institutions of death. Places people go and they know that they're never going to live anyplace else. And people don't come visit even though they say they're gonna.